welcome to Critical Tumble, where a bunch of longtime friends and internet nerds transcend geography through the power of Discord to play Dungeons and Dragons and lose people to holidays, because family be like that sometimes, I guess. I still
Happy
would have...
Easter in America.
Happy Easter to everybody. Easter doesn't change.
Oh, Easter's not one of the weird
No!
ones that changes? Damn it, okay.
No, I mean, yeah, okay, fine. Mostly everybody in this country, or at least a good majority of the people in this country, are celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the death of Margaret Thatcher, but Easter is still... It's Mother's Day that's different. Same basic block of... Yeah, here
I need
Mother's
to
Day...
uncork the good stuff.
Yeah, here Mother's Day is in March, so... But no, Easter is the same in every country. Whether or not they actually pay attention to it is something else. But, of course, here we've also got Ramadan. So, and, you know...
And also, the Orthodox churches celebrate it next week for reasons that... Schismatic shit.
Somebody nailing shit to a door, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never been entirely sure how religious schisms begin, but at this point I'm afraid to ask.
I've always figured it was the hats.
Several different ways.
The hats or... dear grid coordinates.
Something tauntauns.
Shut up. That is not my fucking fault. This one wound up starting a religion around my little Miraluka Jedi.
Not gonna ask. Nope.
Why does this not surprise me?
They were druggies. Julia was trying to improve their quality of life and maybe get them off the drugs. His Mandalorian got a little enthusiastic around people whose brains were burned on drugs. So when he said literal cooking deity right here, they took him at his word.
Very literally.
Yeah. So, you know, it's whatever fuckery you guys throw at me, you haven't started a religion yet, so, you know.
Yet.
Shut up. Previously, they didn't start a religion, but they very much changed the face of rulership in Baronsvere.
That we did.
I mean, yeah, okay, you currently have a filth undead or beyond dead, or you're not really sure, version of the ancient black dragon who was standing as king away somewhere doing gods know what, and probably afraid to ask, but you're gonna find out someday, probably. Really, really messy Pyrrhic victory, but taking what you can get at this point. Returned to Hearthhome. A few of the more horrific losses were at least mitigated on the emotional scale, due at least in part to your winged friend being very, you know, look, okay, I'm gonna do this, but it's gonna suck, so could we maybe ask for this in exchange? Great. And then poof. But there's been a day of frankly chores at at Goldendale, less Hearthhome, but actually Goldendale, before you can go to Anbir via Egref, because you have to speak to A, Heskan, and B, Constance, to get her back here somehow to actually be the Baroness of Goldendale, because, well, king. Probably not having time to do kingly and baronial stuff at the same time. Apropos of not that much, y'all were given a sort of an interim appointment as heroes of the realm, because there's no real time for ceremonies at this point. And looks like Twilly and Miranda are going to wind up being royal advisors in the not too distant future, because they actually know what's going on with the common people, and that feels like something that should be known. Also went to try to see if Jenna could deal with the fact that Scalespitter wasn't being as potent against the tainted dragons as could be. It used to be, although you weren't attacking really tainted ones at that point, so yeah. At this point, I honestly don't remember. I don't think you had time to head back to see what she'd managed to do.
Nope.
Yeah,
don't think
I
so.
figured if it was handled in passing. So we'll briefly handle that, and then we'll handle like everybody else, because we have to bring one person in, shove one person out, do a little bit of rejiggling with the one that's missed 3 sessions. This is why I want as much notice as possible. Respect my time, people. Anyway, yes. So after coming out of the they're gonna have to do something about that dinky manor, because you're not gonna fit a country's nobles in there for royal court. But that's a somebody else problem, probably. That's definitely not a you problem. That's you guys heading back into town proper with, okay, need to go and see to Scale Splitter, head back to Hearthhome and Neum, basically, because we have shit to do. But there's also the registering of, we just got quasi-officially named Heroes of the Realm, and I don't know what to do with that. So are we just walking back to town in silence, or are we discussing this?
So who else is confused and or still processing?
You're not there.
I mean, that's kind of my ground
Yes,
state
no.
of being. So yes.
Good to know.
I mean, it makes sense, but it was still unexpected, if you see what I mean.
Remy just shrugs.
Yeah, clarity sort of. It feels like not that long ago that I was calling him an asshole.
Yeah, so was I, but we were lacking information. Now we have that information, and that's honestly just made it all weirder.
I know that's the point.
Maybe he forgot.
Even if you didn't seem to hold any grudge about it.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't even there when we were calling him an asshole. That's not.
Oh,
That wasn't something we did to him.
Actually, kind of. I mean, not in that exact word, but
Wasn't that towards the seneschal, who then turned out to be a scaly abomination?
a little of both.
Oh boy.
He obviously doesn't hold a grudge. I think he understands why. But like you said, it adds to the weird.
That it does.
It's
Well,
like
they
that.
also
It's
further
like that. It's like that Sunday, that abomination thing. Weird on
Oh,
top of weird on top of more weird, and it
I
just
mean-
makes a bad decision on a plate.
I mean,
In
maybe try and look
short,
at it.
Darwin.
Try and look at it this way. That was in the past, and you made up for it since.
I have a habit of overthinking things. I try not to, but my brain, it works very fast, and yeah.
Also, some of us are not remotely close to nobles, so we're just weirded out by any kind of any level of this nonsense. All I wanted was the lands back, and maybe taxes to not be stupid, and went from that to heroes of the realm.
And getting all your land back.
Yeah,
And probably not getting taxed anymore because, advisors?
yeah. How close is the spinning
You're
getting
wise.
to?
You're wise. You getting it.
Yeah, basically everyone else probably has just kind of stopped. I just stopped, and it's almost like steam coming out of ears moment.
Oh god.
Neuron seeing the gears turning and shrieking, like
Hazel.
max volume shrieking.
Yeah, probably Darvin. We'll get to why in a minute, but you're probably wincing. Yes. Hazel,
Can I slap her to get snap her out of it?
you make me. No, you know what? No. This is. I'm not gonna just let you take a swing at her.
Not like to hurt her, just to like.
You're striking somebody. If you connect, it will cause pain.
There.
Clarity does put a hand over her mouth, though. Deep breath. Alice's not here to do this, so I'm doing it. Breathe. Okay? I think I can let go now. At least she's happy. I like seeing her happy.
I like my eardrums to be in one piece. But fair enough.
It's Hazel. It's an occupational hazard.
I guess.
Just middle distance staring, kind of quiet giggling.
Come on, Hazel, you can keep processing this while we're doing things.
Yeah, I'm just letting myself get nudged along / following.
Clarity is just gonna nudge. And back to Jenna's. Will. I said, wait a minute. No. We must have dealt with the sword because you can't be more than 15 feet away from it without it disappearing.
Yeah.
Then Remy might have stayed behind because I'm positive we did not return to address the sword.
Well, to make life a whole lot easier. No, actually, because I do remember I said that she took it into the back. You were expecting noises and you didn't hear any, and so were vaguely disappointed. And she came out and said, I think this will work.
Because
Yes,
the last note I have was
I-
for her to pick it up, but did Jenna say what will happen with her, the thing that may or may not work?
well, basically it was you'll know when you hit something with it whether that particular boomf works or not.
Okay.
Because she doesn't have any way to test this.
That is a very good point.
And hell, not even Egref has any particular way to test this.
That is a very good point.
So yeah, no, you had to have had that dealt with. So it's basically nudging the giggly, shell-shocked Hazel back to Hearthhome. Yeah. Darvin and Faraday, when these guys headed off, were kind of on the verge of doing we're gonna take the teleportation circle to Belarus and then have Faraday teleport us back. But when you're just about to start, outside is probably too mucky for that, so you're trying to find a good spot of floor, and Twilly's like more in the small of your back because short. Honestly, don't bother. I've sent him a message, and he'll get here in his own time. It's probably just more time you can't really afford to take. Granted, it is still probably better that you weren't out there because while you are in the nobility, unless you really wanted to speak to probably now good King Langahan, you're muted or you're just not saying anything.
It was one of those.
They already have to keep an eye on Hazel,
Yeah, I know.
and they don't have Alice to help with that.
Oof. Yeah, no. Probably best not.
I'm sure Clarity will handle it in her own inimitable style. Yeah. Faraday, meanwhile, is sort of. I hate to ask, but could we meet? You're gonna be. Remy said you're gonna be in Egref for at least a day and a night. Could I maybe meet you guys in Egref? I mean, I'll ask the others, but it's just I've spent no time with Froseth since this all started, and I kind of like to because everything's gotten weird. Also, I kind of want to talk to Candor about how the soul thing works. Well, it's up to Candor whether he wants to talk to you about that or not, but I'm sure either we can manage something or you know Egref, you can teleport there without a problem. And if Clarity maybe wants to stay because they didn't get a lot of time either. So at least if you're staying, you can bring a bit good thought, Faraday. Thank you. So basically, you have Faraday is sort of off spending some time with Froseth, and Darvin does get at some point hugs from above. Yeah, pretty much on the back. Whoop. But beyond that, it's just either hanging out with kids or doing whatever. So I know you had a thing, so if you wanted to do the thing, this is a great time to do the thing.
Yeah, at some point, getting going up to Twilly and Miranda, separate from hijinks, and
Yeah,
just
the probably they've given the kids the day off from helping with lunch and getting
yeah,
you to do it because between them they know you want to say a thing.
yeah. So yeah, just during that, uh, occupying hands to try to hopefully have something to focus on to help get the words right. You know how when you know a thing doesn't need to be said, but you say it anyway, just to have it said? Well, this is kind of like that. Everything lately, with Hazel, and then Clarity, and I just wanted to take a moment to specifically thank the two of you because, looking back, I lost a whole lot. I mean, my entire history and childhood and family and everything was completely thrown to the winds, and that that could have wrecked me. But even with everything that needed doing, but you two taking me in as readily as you did helped keep me going, and it means a lot, and it's going to keep meaning a lot. And thank you. I just wanted to say that specifically or explicitly.
One on either side and hug, and then Twilly going, I appreciate you saying it. You're right, you didn't have to. You've noticed every single one of these people, the little ones that we've taken in, have lost something or everything. And even those who haven't, they don't have the family they need right now. we don't tell Remy about that. She's got enough family, so we just stand over here and mother a little less than hers tends to. But we do this because it gives us joy to see people thriving. And we'll happily give anybody every chance at that. Also, we know what it's like to go fighting something big and horrible, and sometimes you just need a family comfort at the end of it. So we're here as much or as little as you need us. Now, if you could please bring this the pot of soup to the table, I'm sure that the others will be here any moment now. It's not immediate, but a couple of minutes after that, you guys wander back into the main house at Hearthhome, and Twilly kind of mostly when you guys walked in, and mostly you heard giggling kids from like everywhere, and somewhat older giggling kid because Farida has thrown herself into this wholeheartedly. Because let's face it, in some semblances, she's still 8 or 10 years old. So a lot of giggling, and Hazel's giggle kind of chimes in quite nicely, harmony, which is probably what Darvin notices when the door opens and Clarity nudges Hazel, still doing that.
Whole middle distance Tara kind deranged giggling.
Do we dare ask? No, we kind of have to. Hazel?
What?
Why?
Well, Baron Langerhand is technically now High King Langerhand, and wants both of you as advisors?
Oh, I'm pretty sure we can manage that. And as long as they understand that it's only going to be one of us at a time. Unless there's big, important functions, at which point, well, they'd better get used to having the children.
I think that was definitely considered.
Well, we'll talk to him about it when there's a little less rebuilding.
Yeah.
But and Miranda's, I'll check in with him probably tomorrow, because we still need to see you all off. Clarity. Farida has offered to teleport you and her to Egref to meet this lot tomorrow, so that you can actually have some one-on-one time with Kanda. I think she reasoned that having more interactions with you as his foster sister would be helpful all the way around. And Clarity's, thank you. Yeah, I'd like that. But for now, before you go off traveling, I'm fairly sure that my darling Twilly is going to insist on putting food in you. Darvin helped a great deal, although next time you might want to take the bread out of the oven with the toasting thing a little bit sooner. It's all right. You've never had to toast your own bread before. But yeah, it's only a few pieces that are that that faintly burnt around the edges, but nothing you can't scrape off with a knife. And in fact, Evan kind of dive bombs into a seat from one of the eaves, grabs all the bits of burnt toast. Mine. It just eats them, burnt bits and all.
I love that kid.
Where does it go?
Mom always used to say that I burn it faster than I eat it.
I'm not so old. I don't remember what it was like when I was his age.
Accurate.
Yarmf. Because it's literally all 4 bits of bread, so... Uncle Darvin made this!
And it was at that moment Darvin's heart grew 3 sizes. I had to. That's just
Miranda just puts a bowl of stew in front of him and goes, dip the rest of it in that, at least. You're getting crumbs everywhere. But if there's crumbs, there might be mice, and then Noop has things to hunt. No. Dip. Yarf! Still all 4 bits of bread. One day, young one, we are going to teach you table manners. Too many forks! Yes, but you need to learn to use a variety of utensils if you're going to be stealthy, sneaky, picking locks, that kind of thing. Actually, use a spoon. Yomf, dip, yarmf! It's a start. By this point, everybody else has been sat down with the bits and... So, how else did everything go? I'm sure Darvin would be delighted to hear about it. The reason that he's not gone yet is because we decided to cut out you as the middle people because you have other things to do, and sent a message. He'll make his own way here. He'll spare you some of the swearing anyway. Farida, who's come in eating next to Froth, so just going, yeah, he wasn't really happy to be called out by anybody, really, in the middle of his bar. Also, everybody kind of stared at me. I'm not really used to that. So I just put money in the tip box and walked away.
That was a reasonable course of action.
Sometimes it'd be nice to know what to say.
That's a feeling I know all too well.
Yeah, but you're a bard. You can learn from Alice, eh?
Fair. I do great when I can write stuff down first.
Well, if you write enough of it, you'll learn to craft it in your head faster. So just keep writing until it crafts in your head like that. But no, seriously, everything else went all right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mostly looking at Remy because there was a concern about your sword.
Yeah, Jenna did her thing. But we can't really see what the thing is without the
Gotcha.
intended target.
Aha.
Right.
But
That
I
makes
am
sense.
very confident it will be something impressive.
Or at the very least, it will work as intended on things that aren't standard.
Yes.
Yeah, currently the kids are just, you know, the great thing about winter is there's not a whole lot of chore, so they're scarfing down lunch as fast as possible. Those who are given to hug people who are, you know, hug amenable. Wish them luck in a chorus of. It sounds a lot. It sounds fairly squeaky just because they're all talking at the same time. And then out the door before you guys are completely finished your food.
Mm.
Yeah,
Wow.
Darvin. That's normal.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, I remember when I was their age, but I've never seen quite so many at once in quite some time.
Well, there's always room for more. Just when you get to where you're going, just so that you're aware. If there's need, we will provide.
I've been still thinking on the implications of the rest of it, and then having hugged the two kids who want to start a shop.
Oscar and Zana.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah,
If you
I
guys
was
want to start a
reminded.
shop, I'm going. Just head starts tilting.
Oh dear, what now?
So we've got Francine, we've got now High King Langerhand, and rebuilding and filtering is starting to happen.
Hmm.
And given High King Langerhand isn't big self-fanciful handbag, actually will probably communicate with the folks across the cliff range.
Constance as well. She must be making friends. And Twilly is like,
Yeah, trade
cousins. So
opening
many
up.
cousins. And Jarl Fultonbrough still does owe us one or two.
Yeah, trade opening up. Oh, this is literally Paler's Light of Progress. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Just
Hey,
face into table.
yes, the only reason you didn't end up with it in your stew is because Miranda just slid. Basically, she slid something a little bit. Probably the stone that was keeping the pot from scalding the table shoves, so you get punk onto warm surface instead of in remains of your stew. So just you're welcome.
I'm just starting to vibrate out of sheer enthusiasm.
You're going to concuss yourself if you don't at least lift your head while you're doing that.
Yeah, very, very, very hard to stay still when I figure stuff like this out. Oh dear gods.
Look, why don't you run around the hill a few times and then get going and do the things that you need to do? But run off some of the energy first.
Yeah, gonna get up, walk out, activate the boots, and rock it.
All right then.
Ugh.
Why does she have those? Why does she need those?
They've helped. They've
They
helped a
do
great
help.
deal.
They really
They've
have.
helped a great deal.
Well, I suppose everybody needs to use their important things fancifully a time or two. And you're
Wonder how
still,
many times I can make the run to Goldendale and back like this.
given it's a minute, you wouldn't get all the way there.
Got it. Okay, it's just round and round and round the entirety of Hearthall.
Yeah, so every so often you just see streaming brown hair and green bow very fast. Nyum, nyum,
Blur.
nyum, nyum. And then about a minute later, the buzz kicks in.
Face first into a snowdrift.
I actually kind of timed it so I would smack into a snowdrift.
That's
Didn't
fair.
know which one. I just vaguely aimed.
Well, we'll just say you ended up in a snowdrift, and the kids mostly left you alone because they know you. And when you come back in, Twilly is already waiting to prestidigitate the snow off you. I know you can do it yourself, but still.
Hug.
Now, don't you have things to do?
Yeah, we do.
Anything else you need from us before you go?
I don't think so.
Don't believe so.
I check these things.
One more hug.
Well, that was happening anyway. But yes, hugs. And I'm pretty sure that none of you really have the passive perception for this, but each and every one of you will find bags of little packets of miscellaneous sweets in various of your pockets. Because Evan be like that. Remy
Mhm.
actually gets an extra one, which is presumably for Alice.
Mhm.
So you get sort of. Yeah, just waiting for Brian to sit back down. Yeah, just to explain, there were hugs, and because y'all don't have the passive perception to catch this little bugger, you do find yourself to have been reverse pickpocketed with a little packet of candies planted in a pocket.
Oh.
And Remy got two, apparently, because one is for Alice when you meet back up with her.
Because Evan be like that.
Evan do be like that. Besides,
And
it's
Darwin
sneaky.
be encouraging him.
It's also sneaking up on the one that's a little bit closer to his eye level twice. It's a challenge. Still has not managed to get one over on Miranda. Probably never will.
Won't stop
Randoms
trying.
are fun.
Mothers know all.
Well, particularly mothers who were dual class rogue and ranger. So
Oh yeah.
Ranger
yeah.
perception, rogue ability to notice sneakery.
Mm-hmm. But yes, I'll take it. Darwin is the one doing the teleportation circle to Egref.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah, so Darwin actually uses the space he tried to clear to sketch out your circle, and Poit, you are in the little stained glass booth in Egref.
How much of a tight fit is this?
No, it's a decent sized teleportation circle, so it will fit you guys. You've been in one of these before. There is enough space, even with a Barnabas. Well, Barnabas was in the one last time too, and you had a dragonborn with you.
Yeah.
If it could fit all of that, it could fit.
Very true.
So
And
yeah.
the Darwin just looks over at Hazel. You're not actually squished.
Yeah, well, I was anticipating it, so
No, that's fair, but you were adorable.
And step out of the little booth into the hustle bustle of. You guys are probably in and around the lunch rush. So, lots of people. Keep in mind, like 40% of them are the shorter races. So,
just like waist height mobs, basically.
with some more human height individuals. And of course, Barnabas is probably remembering the being told about Lilliputians.
Oh yeah.
And we return to the place that can only be described as surprise me personified. Or so even the name.
Of course, right. Rylan hasn't been here. Basically, you start off in what appears to be a building made out of little room building, made out of pure stained glass. And you come out onto midday-ish kind of sun, but so many colors and different colored lights, and the clothes are eccentric. Some of them are literally glowing. There is probably more magic here than you have ever seen in one place in your entire life.
Darwin literally does that as he walks out. Just looks back, sees the kind of gobsmacked look on Ryland's face. I'm assuming, and then just kind of goes, huh?
Welcome to Surprise Me City.
If you're looking up, you can actually see these, probably thicker than they look from here, ropes or cords going down, and this little, clearly big enough for people to be in, conveyance, sort of hooked to the ropes and gliding slowly down them. And and looking down again, you get effectively a San Francisco trolley. Rumble past.
Yeah,
Ding, ding, ding.
that is basically a carriage without horses. Get used to that.
Let's face it, it lives in a forest, doesn't do carriages.
No.
Right. Elf. Carriages are no.
I think out of all of us, I think Ryland's going to be the least used to this for the longest amount of time.
Well, you
This
guys,
is going to be fun.
You
This
guys,
is the second time we've had an elf out here, and it's you're adjusting a lot better than the last idiot.
Flitty currently still in Ryland's craft. I'm just gonna be your emotional support berry dragon.
I'm going to need it.
I can tell you, everything will be fine. Says the one who created the abomination.
Wait, what?
Oh, cathedral first?
I guess so.
We should
Sounds
get
like a
all
plan.
the business out of the way.
Yeah.
Just start walking. I'll just. Aha.
It'll be okay. It's a nice place. It's just real colorful.
I didn't know I could have sensory overload on sheer colors before. Good God.
I have an outfit that fits here, and will eventually get you something resembling the local.
Well, we have
But
to
first,
walk.
the business.
We have to walk. We kind of have to walk through there, unless we want to put him on a trolley.
Do we want to put him on a trolley? Everybody, do we want to put him on a trolley? Just pointing at the gobsmacked elf.
How much time do we have? Because if
Well,
not,
it's lunchtime, and you were planning on a day and a night. And Barnabas, you're the intelligent one. If you were planning on a day and a night, should you maybe see if the Riddler stump has rooms available before you do anything else?
One, I think it's really up to the elf if he wants to go on the trolley or not. And two, we should be looking into lodging first before anything else.
right, Riddler stump it is.
Stump.
But that you kind of have to take the trolley.
Yeah, we have to get it.
Yeah, we need the trolley for that.
It's okay. It's mostly open sights and doesn't go very fast.
Exactly.
All right, trolley it is then.
Trolley stops over there.
Grabbing the elf and just nudging.
And a couple of
We're
minutes later.
collectively gently nudging.
Yeah. The thing is, there's other conveyances. There's the really interesting little old-time steampunky looking cars rattling past faster than trolleys do. It just occasionally one rattles past. Neep neep. A few of those on running
Those
on
are new.
different types of power. They're not new, but you guys finally have the chance to focus on them now. Because everything else is a little less new for you guys.
Or at least new for us, because we were paying attention to everything else before, and now we're seeing those are individual units. That's different.
One of them only has 2 wheels and is going very fast and seems to be powered by the magic gems on the trains and the little crystal lines through them, kind of like that. Think Magitech Harley Davidson.
Yeah, I've already.
Everyone's like, ooh.
I already am thinking of something.
Driven by a gnome. It's human sized, but it's being driven by a gnome.
Ow.
You don't know. Yeah, but you just see the very small on the seat. And Darwin is looking thoughtful.
My first thought is,
Need to get one of those.
But after watching a few of those various conveyances go by, you hear the ding-a-ling-a-ling, and up comes the trolley.
Oh, here we
there
are.
we go.
In fact, the fare taker is the same person who took you to the eatery district from the Riddler's Stump in the first place. Is clearly the route tends to take. Oh, you have interesting newness of companions and some missing.
Uh,
Do,
some are, yeah, we're
It-
all like running around.
we have a schedule. Is 2 coppers in the little box for the new
Yep.
persons.
Just supplying the stuff and planting the elf on the side.
And
Hold on.
Yeah,
But
and
what?
just wrap an arm around something, and I'll keep an arm on you.
you can sit. Flitty's like, you can sit down. It's fine. They're once you get going, you find they are completely overreacting because it really is just the San Francisco trolley speed.
Yep, it's not nearly that fast. It's just normal speed.
And it's
Yeah,
slow.
see?
Speed faster than 0, which is what Ryland is
Oh come
used
on,
to.
you know, because you've been on sleds dragged by dire moose. You're
That's
fine.
Also, actually, that's fair. Yeah, sleds.
It's probably faster than this.
This is you all know that's a lot faster than this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not through that much snowdrift. And honestly, it's kind of nice it's going that slow because you get to look
See
out
the-
at the side and see. You wind up starting with apparently what they call the eatery district is sort of first on that particular line, and that sensory overload about the colors now kind of hitting with food smells. Every time you pass by a restaurant, there's a new lovely smell.
Do we see the one where Darwin made the Adventurer's Abomination?
You do see Harley Surf and Turf, yes.
So that is
I
where
point.
Darwin created something called the Adventurer's Abomination.
It was ice cream.
It's every single flavor.
No, it was 3 flavors.
Well,
it was the three
explain.
of the strangest flavors they had, and
We can
three of the
explain
strangest
it to
toppings.
him later. Oh, I think that Lilliput's place is up. If you lean past the roof and look up, you do see across like 3 of the restaurants on the ground level. There's 12-foot high quasi-reflective glass, which indicates that you can't quite see in because the way the sun is reflecting, but etched into it visibly is Lilliput's. Whatever's in there is huge.
That's on the list.
That's the place with the big food.
Mm.
Oh yeah. That'll track.
And from there,
Oh yeah. Notice how it's up.
Huh?
Yeah, entryway is somewhere on ground level, but I don't remember. But going up is its own conveyance.
Oh, good. I would assume as much.
Yeah, well, some people, I for one, for a while thought about half of this would involve teleportation, but it doesn't.
You'll see when we get to the Paler Shrine. Like, a lot. From there, you pass through bits of the more shopping district, and you can point out bits like Fairy Fire, which is the cyberpunkish glowing clothing, and the Adventurers Society, where some of you guys got your dapper wear. And just really interesting types of clothing. And various other bits and pieces. And then you take a turn into what looks more residential. There's not a lot of lawn, But the houses, which are actually fairly close together, are painted in bright and cheerful colors, and they have some really nice window box displays. And eventually, you guys know what stop to nudge Rylan off at. You walk a little ways down the block and you find what looks like a larger residential place with a little carved wood sign that just reads the Riddler's Stump. It's basically a bed and breakfast.
Yeah, they go up and very politely knock.
There's a doorbell. Remember, there's a doorbell.
Yeah, knock / doorbell thing.
Yes. So Hazel bounce ring, and opening the door, you have Polly, Hoffling, white hair, somewhat puffy in a bun, um, holding a scarf on knitting needles that seems to be trailing most of the way down the corridor. Oh, hello to you.
Hey,
Here.
Are you all right?
we're back.
Looking at
He's
Rylan.
he's new to. They're new to the city. They're just adjusting. Don't worry.
I will.
He's
be
from the forest.
processing.
Not
slowly.
not the sad one.
No.
No.
Not the sad one. Different elf, but still, they still mode lock like this.
Would feeding him a cinnamon bun help? I think feeding everyone a cinnamon bun would be a good idea. Looking at the look of you.
Garvin bows.
As you can probably tell, I have not been busy the last few days, so I'm happy for the business. Come in. Please do not step on the scarf. Sorry, it's still not as long as it was last year, but we are coming to the end of the year now, so I will have to start a new one. I should ask for opinions as to colors. And walks in, and yeah,
Definitely supply those.
you see this. Yeah, it's halfway down the corridor, but it's rolled up from that point. So she kind of walks over, grabs the roll, and
Looking around to mind the cats.
yes, what the first thing that Ryland sees on walking into this corridor, what we'd consider old furniture, flowered wallpaper, also a lot of very elderly cats.
Yeah, mind the cats, and also do not deny them. Because, well, that essentially is this Polly's place.
And Flitty is, if you deny them, they will pee on everything you own. They did it to the Singy Man.
I will keep that in mind.
One of them, this kind of elderly gray puffball, onto the end table, looks at Rylan.
Hi.
You should probably be aware they might. You might find one sleeping on you when you wake up.
On your
Or when
face.
you come.
To
I
To be
suppose
fair,
you
to be fair, Hazel knows the expression on this cat's face. This is pet me.
That one is requesting pets. Do them the courtesy.
Just still processing.
Yeah.
Kind of running on autopilot.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Petting a cat, particularly when it's starting with the rustiest purr, does actually help.
Scritch, 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 scritch.
Well, more stroke from Ryland's perspective, because the look Ava gets is find your own. And Polly comes back
boy.
with no more scarf, but plate with cinnamon buns. They're still slightly warm.
I have missed you.
Thank you.
Take
very
them.
much.
I'm having to balance. And turns to Rylan, makes sure that they get one. Welcome to the Riddler's Stump. I am Polly.
Hi, I'm Rylan. I'm new to a lot of this.
I gathered this. This is why I am offering you cinnamon bun because is homey, and oh look, Floof Face likes you.
I can see. Just like quiet nom of the cinnamon bun.
Well, try not to spoil too much of appetite because these ones now they probably know all of the best places in Egref to be eating.
Quite a
I
number,
am more
yes.
than certain
Enough
of
to get
that from all the
started,
stories.
I'd like to think.
Quite a number of them because
So
of your recommendation, Polly. Thank you again for that.
all I did was point you to the district. I did nothing. Now, because of the various missings, I am now a little eager about who I am putting in what rooms.
We, what was our timetable was
We need at least this tonight.
Barnabas. Somebody have a better way to remember / words that. What was our timetable?
Flitty is just. I think she understands me, so I'm gonna try this. We're staying tonight, and then we're going to Anbir as soon as the other two join us, so we can go and pick up the other one. It's got real complicated, but fun. But we only need the one night, and I know that the Remy lady and the Hazel lady are missing their normal snuggle buddies, so we probably need uh I don't think the Remy lady is gonna be wanting to share a room. So we'll let the Remy lady have a room, and we'll let the Ava lady and the Hazel lady share a room, and the singy man and the elfie man and the bull man can have the attic.
Thank you, Flitty, offering a full sized arm for a tiny fist bump.
Tiny dragon fist bump.
Mm.
Yes, thankfully I do understand Sylvan, so that would be Hazel and Eva. In you tended to like the room by the garden,
Yeah.
and Remy, you will have the room by the window because you're used to sleeping with city noise, and your gentleman and other shall have the attic. I
Prepare for
think
cats.
I think all of the bed arrangements are made. So if you want to drop off your whatever luggages you may have, and because you seem to have things to do today, so if you want to leave your bits and pieces and go and do your various things, at which point Flitty's like, Miss Polly lady, um, because we do get busy, I don't know, because the governor's real important, but I wondered that if there was a way we could get a message to the governor man and well the governor other ish sometimes person. Uh they don't really have pronouns in Sylvan, but if we got him a message, if we got their office a message, could would that be a good idea? Because probably needs an appointment. I think I understood some of that. There are some serious language limitations. Uh, I think your little dragonborn friend is your little dragon friend is right. If you want to see Governor Etiel today, you might want to send your little fairy dragon friend with a message, trying to make an appointment. It might save you some time.
That is a very good idea, Flitty.
I know how to navigate the city. I did the fairy dragon jamboree. It was fun.
It's great.
Mm.
All right. So Darwin will
Yeah, Darvin's the one who generally has the paper.
has the
So
paper and yeah. So Darwin will pull some out. Pardon me, Polly. Write up, Noble. So he's written stuff like this before, probably,
so
or at
it's
least
sort of
transcribed.
to whom it may concern.
Mhm.
We, the Cupcake Coterie, have
Are requesting
are requesting an audience
audience. Yeah,
from with Calatiel on a matter of some import. If the Lady Constance was available, because she would have been going back to using her name here,
right.
that would also be advantageous. Regards,
Us.
and Flitty grabs. Flea.
Right, Rylan. This way
Yeah,
to the attic.
Up we go.
and Floof Face apparently follows you. A little trouble on the attic stairs, but manages. There's a few others out there. Uh, dark vision mostly nets you dark shapes and glowy eyes.
Huh. So was where words are still not really happening.
Understood.
Out of character, it's probably fairly clear that wondering why the cats.
Yes, that.
Yeah, that's why I'm explaining to them, because they've got enough brain power between the two of them to figure that one out.
I think Barnabas. I think Rylan is wondering why the cats.
Same reason as the fairy dragons with Jalera. Rescues.
They needed homes.
Oh,
They needed homes and looking after. It's as simple as that. Polly is just an utter sweetie. I adore them so much.
well, I've
Utter
noticed.
sweetie. But fair warning, do not cross her.
Oh, well, of course. Yes, there is that.
There was a because this is she was the gunner and poison specialist. If I recall right.
That was Belladonna. That was
Belladonna.
Yeah, that's the one that that sold to Ava, to whom it may concern.
Right.
And so you're
Yeah,
sort of
I
going,
got
no,
those
wait,
two
this,
conflated.
yeah, the reason you probably said that and thought, no, wait, the reason I thought that this was a quick flight diminutive was because Polly's brother was after Twilly romantically, and as Polly said, she preferred women and adventure to lifetime chained to miserable Yahoo.
Oh, right, the Yahoo thing. Right, never mind. Wrong person. Sorry.
I mean, still,
We've
it's
encountered a lot of mom and mama's either old friends or fellow mercenaries
I mean, it's still, it's
in this
Polly. Don't
on
cross
this
her.
side of the continent.
Polly's a sweetheart. She doesn't deserve to be crossed by anybody.
Yeah, but still don't cross her, because I'm willing to bet all the cats will take vengeance. As one.
Probably. That seems fairly reasonable.
Yes, at the moment the attic cats are kind of colonizing areas near Ryland. Just, oh hey,
You're new and interesting.
Yeah, and this is petable person. Ow.
They are making the same request. Just follow through.
Just be prepared to pet
have
cats.
2 hands. I only have 2 hands, and this is more cats than my head can.
Then start and work your way through. We'll take care of the stuff.
As it turns out, once you pick one to pet scritch scritch, and they give almost a nod of okay, you're good, and go find somewhere else to be so that they're not inundating you too much. So it's basically just they're basically getting you to pet them until you calm down.
Oh, that's gonna take a lot.
This is partially why I'm not insisting on you on Rylan moving. Just get Rylan. Look, they're trying to help you calm down, my dude,
I have
my friend.
observed this.
Breathe.
I am impossibly.
Okay. We will not let any harm come to you.
And I appreciate that.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying.
Egref is a lot, so don't worry
Quiet.
about it.
Hazel might remember that if after seeing the path of faith, and gods only know if you have to go through Izat Lane, if it gets to be too much, remember Druidcraft really helped Aaron. So if and this would actually probably be appreciated if this time. So
Okay. I have a plan, and it'll help. It'll help. Trust me, it'll definitely help. Just going through the entirety of it, it'll be more appreciated. Druidcraft will be more appreciated by this one, probably. Yeah. So if
Yes,
everything
good
gets to be
plan.
too much, we know where to drag them.
Good plan. Good plan.
What?
Oh, yes,
You-
I know where you.
Again, to explain would just make it more stress. We're gonna
Okay.
leave off for now.
Okay.
Just consider it.
Basically-
But
You will have a
it's-
rest stop.
Yeah, it's a little bit of forest in Egref. You'll be good. It's more than just that, but
It's a basic idea.
On that note, I'm going to say that Rylan spends a few minutes trying not to ponder that too hard and having some feline therapy. But because Rylan is Rylan, and while nervous, a fairly stand-up individual, also knows that they do have shit to do, and Remy in particular is probably going to explode if they don't get to doing something about this soon. So calms down enough to go, okay, we will head in the direction of, you said, the path of faith now. And because we are at the halfway mark, we will take break here. And when we go back, we will handle the path of faith, the shrine to Palor, and Remy's going to have to think about what they're going to do about the fact that not all of y'all are fitting in Heskin's office. And we're back, leaving the Riddler stump in Egref and grabbing another trolley, heading in the direction of the Path of Faith, which is another eyeful for Rylan, because go big or go home is this one of this city's mottos. The other one being science is the question, and the answer is always yes. But when you hit the Path of Faith, the worship of the Elven Wild is fairly simple. You don't really build shrines and temples quite so much. You've got individual prayer spots, but you recognize some of the iconography, certainly. There's more gods than you're used to. And there's a lot of god-related iconography, large lit signs, statuary and carvings, spray painted on walls. And the trolley stops in front of what could only possibly be the shrine to Palor. The reason for that is that it is probably the tallest building in the city, and it is made entirely of glass. Mostly blue tinted with gold tinted sunburst patterns, some colorless, just serving as regular windows, but I think it's actually only Remy, Barnabas, and Hazel that have been here. But yeah, the building is high and entirely glass.
This does
I've
not
seen this
look
building, but
structurally
looks.
sound.
Witness the power of faith and science combined.
Apparently.
Clearly.
When you enter the large sort of double doors into the building, what you see, I mean, even the ceilings are made of glass, frosted glass, so you're not looking up anybody's clothing, but the light still comes through. You've got, say, 8 personal shrines where you can just sit and have a personal bit of prayer. Currently, having the little cones of incense on each of them replaced by most of you have not seen Tabaxi. Well, the ones who have been here, and Barnabas and Remy obviously have seen Tabaxi, but this individual is face is kind of mountain lionish. Beyond that, dressed in paler acolyte robes, and you're just replacing the bits of incense and cleaning the place up for the next people. Beyond those is what look like store shelves, sort of arranged around a central sales desk where a young half-elf with some fairly bright green streaks in his hair is looks up briefly from homework and is clearly an academy student, and what seems to be stairs, more glass, and Rylan doesn't know what an elevator is. The rest of you have seen elevators. The tabaxi is, hello to you? Can I be of any help?
Hello.
Yes, we are here to see Heskin.
Well, you know where they're going. I hopefully you do not mind if he is stuffing a sandwich into his face at this time. It looks at Rylan, who's clearly that expression. I am not scary. I promise.
No,
It's just the teeth.
That's not what's going through my head.
May I ask what then? Because,
Confused how glass can be everything.
there are different grades and thicknesses of glass. You would have to ask some of the engineers about this. But, it has been made sturdier through the application of science and magic.
Noted.
You could hit this thing with a meteor strike and it would not break. Same as the stained glass in the train station. We have tested this.
With meteors.
I reiterate, welcome to the power of faith and science.
Apparently. Huh.
Well, how else are you going to test whether it could withstand that sort of thing than trying it and seeing if it works?
Ah.
I should warn you because it does not look like any of them are prepared to warn you. The elevator is also made of glass.
The what now?
Oh,
You'll see.
Yeah.
That
Just
can't be
hold on
described.
to Hazel again.
It's basically a small room that moves.
With
So
With
take you
magic,
to
right?
higher
Yeah.
places, basically.
Grabbing Elf headed towards elevator.
and
Give him.
and
Give the.
and Peric, the half elf, is going. You know the term elevate? That's what it does to
Yeah.
you. Elevator.
It takes you up or down, basically. And it's very
Noted.
gentle. Don't worry, it won't go fast.
pausing long enough for the explanation from the tabaxi and then just continue.
Yeah, no, that wasn't the tabaxi. That was Peric, the
Oh.
half elf, because you're nudging past, and it's just
Yeah.
just the term elevate. That's where you get it from. Some people just call it a
Yeah.
lift.
Noted.
And yeah, you get this glass doors open. Good sized glass box. It's gonna be a bit of a squish for all of you to get in there, though. And yeah, if you look up, you can see the only bits of this that are not made of glass, ropes and pulleys and the various complicated bits that make elevators go. You can
Except
see all of
glowing
that.
because magic.
Well, some of it. A couple of bits in the engines. The rest is just steel cable from the looks of it. And yeah, so you all cram into this elevator and up to the research and development floor. And again, yeah, this is where Remy is going to realize there's not going to be enough room for everybody in Eskin's office.
Yep. She looks for the that assistant at the front desk.
Yeah, Gloria. She looks up. Little a halfling, dark skin, dark hair in lots of little tiny braids with little sunburst beads tying them off at the ends. Hello to you. Goodness, this is many people.
Hi. Yes. Do you know if Heskin is busy, and also if there is a larger room somewhere that we can talk in?
Well, Heskan is eating his lunch at the moment.
We can give him time. No rush.
That is not what your face is saying to me.
Well, we can give him time as in 10 minutes as opposed to a day, essentially.
Actually looks at Darfin and is just...
I can wait out here if that's okay with everybody. I mean, we don't all have to cram in there if that's going to be a problem.
That's why I was asking about a bigger room.
Yes, but that does involve... I think your friend is right, because that involves moving everybody to a different spot. I mean, we do have conference rooms, but I do not... I'd have to go and look and see if any of them are available for today. We could probably fit the three of you. You know what? I am going to pick. You obviously, pointing at Remy, you obviously, pointing at Hazel, looks around and points at Barnabas. And you look not takey.
You're very right.
Right
Good
in one.
choices.
We have some reading materials on the desk there. I will call ahead to Heskan, and you know how to find his office. You remember how to find his office?
Thank you very much.
Picks up what looks like a specialized sending stone. And yeah, for you three, there's magazines. So what you guys mostly recognize as large, thin, shiny, slippy paper books. But they appear to come out monthly, and they're on various different topics, fashion, cookery, gardening, all the rest of it. It's the kind of thing you see in any high-end waiting room, except these ones actually change them out once a month, so that they're actually this month's. And actually,
Darwin grabs the fashion one.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the one that's theater and music show reviews it hasn't been a full month yet. Is still the one talking about Winter's Crest, the play that is romantic adventures of Remy and Alice kind of thing. So Ryland's getting to see that and going, "Is that what I think it is?"
I'm
Much to Remy and Alice's dismay.
I'm going to not
At this
ask.
point, kind of mandates you at least read this, so I'm just handing it and just picking it up and just shoving it into his hands before we go off to the office.
And Gloria's, ignore her, you can read what you want. And it nudges you guys through the door. She pressed a button and the door's open, shuts behind you. And again, for Barnabas and Hazel, even the walls in there are clear, like, well, frosted glass, so you get some privacy, but still all the lights coming through. And you briefly pass a break room where you've got two halflings and a dwarf kind of looking at you when you go by, like, okay, you're back again. And Hazel just gets okay, and Barnabas, I really don't want to ask because curiosity occasionally offends.
It's all right.
And, no, they're not saying anything. They're just, and Remy is leading, so.
Mhm.
And eventually
Breathe like Taylor prayer.
and Remy eventually gets to the door, knocking or
Yeah, knocking.
come in.
She will go in.
Yeah, and seated in a chair designed for the whole Dragonborn tail thing is gold Dragonborn. Not, I mean, paler robes, but nothing overly fancy. But given made basically gold, doesn't need to be. Stands up. Come in. I'm going to have to borrow a chair from someplace, I think. Hold on a moment. Pads out. Comes back dragging a chairs that work for Dragonborn work as well for for Minotaurs, just because there's space for the tail and the leg shape. So drags in another one. I normally
Thank
keep that in my colleague's office, but I can bring it back later. This somehow looks important. Sits down, please. Take a seat. How can I help you?
We are planning to head for Anbir and Heaven's Ward tomorrow.
Aha.
Alice's already gone ahead.
That's going to be fun.
Mhm.
I made a trip there last week. It did not last very long. I warn you now. They have managed to put an anti-magic field across that particular township. Not a very big township, so. Apparently, there was a minor concern over a couple of their number flying away, which is somewhat my fault, so I'm probably not going back there until things are resolved, on pain of, well, okay, them setting me on fire is not going to be that big a deal. I am fire resistant, but still, resistant is not immune.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
So
Oh
yes,
boy.
if I'm did your Alice go on her own, or was she sent?
she was sent by Zerial.
Well, Ziriel is an intelligent sort, so I imagine he would not have simply just dropped her in the middle of. Although with anti-magic field, I do not think that he could anyway. I am probably right about this, so I have something of a set of allies in Anbir, who are now keeping a closer eye on things for me, because they're very suspicious of me now that they've had like 3 people fly off, hence the anti-magic field.
Mhm.
They are called the Mobius twins. Hazel and Remy have heard of the Mobius twins. In fact, it's only Barnabas who hasn't. They are thought to be a myth. They're considered to be a mythological archetype of sisterly devotion and the cycle of life and death. They're not.
Wait, they're
They're
real?
yes.
Ah,
A lot of you know how the stories about you get inflated.
yes.
Imagine that's been happening for several hundred years.
Oh.
Mm.
Mm.
Hazel's
Yep,
like
yeah, okay.
face.
That makes sense.
I mean, some of it is true. They are effectively immortal. They don't age particularly much. I mean, apparently they've aged something like 10 years in the last 500. I don't know. Uh, apparently they made a deal with somebody that they don't die unless the other one does, and that caused a recursive problem or opportunity. We don't really know. And so now they run the Bone Orchard, which is not as grim as it sounds. It is actually Remy knows about the Bone Orchard. It's effectively it is an orchard, but it's also a graveyard for the really special heroes. If you've
Mhm.
done an important enough deed or done something else to earn your place there, you'll be interred there with a plant or flower or something that reflects who you are. So that the next bunch of heroes that come along can maybe take an apple or a berry from the plant that's over you and take your heroism out into the world again.
Unlike the Parthenon, then.
Not quite. It's hard to explain. It really is just it's another life and death cycle thing
Ah, right. Gotcha.
that that you die, the meat that was you becomes more life, and then that bravery, that heroism that the you infuses the plant with can come back out into the world when somebody else comes to partake.
Gotcha.
All right, we'll stop there first.
Yes. You're going to have to be careful. They are much more cautious now.
Mhm.
They're a little bit worried about their children, about the Aasimar children. I don't know how the actual parents feel about it. Uh, they're concerned about these children hearing the wrong messages. Steps will probably be taken. I don't know entirely what those are, but I don't. At this point, I would not put much past them beyond actually killing, because would not be that would not be a for your own good thing. It's one of the few things you could not spin into for their own good.
Well, I'm rather hoping nobody gets killed in this
I doubt that,
thing.
that's the thing. I doubt anybody is going to die. It's just not going to be pleasant otherwise. Prepare
Mm,
to be lied to.
fair enough.
Wonderful.
Oh yes, I keep forgetting you are the temperamental one. Uh,
Who do I have to not punch?
uh everybody, unless they start punching you
Mhm.
first.
Yes.
Hazel. Actually no, I'm gonna hand of fate this one. Oh yeah. Um, Hazel is a farm girl. The only one of these three that is. Has dealt with the chickens. Now, chickens are not always flightless birds. We've bred them to be largely flightless birds. But if you don't have that level of selective breeding program, there's other things you can do to keep to keep some bird from flying away. And Hazel is probably going, okay, they can't, anti-magic field isn't going to keep Alice's wings from working. Oh, wait. Chickens.
It's just like a look of consternation, realization, and then just more Ghibli effect as I get more and more agitated.
Don't let her do that in Is That Lane, because you're going to have about a half a dozen people making this into some sort of study. Why is your hair doing this?
I still don't entirely understand why this is a rage reaction, but it is.
Okay, wait, what? Why?
So, question.
Mm.
Besides breeding, how do you contain chickens?
Chickens?
I don't.
Yeah, I've got no idea what you're getting on.
Clipping the wings is a thing.
Mentioning that to Remy, well, yeah, they do similar to birds in pet shops.
Mm,
You will probably have to ask the one of the Mobius twins if there is any way of fixing that. Hazel knows you do have to do that fairly regularly, but like 6 to 8 weeks fairly regularly. And that's if you're doing it properly. If you mess it up, you A, hurt the birds, and B, it lasts for like months. So hope they got a druid to do it if they did that.
Twitch, just twitching.
This one worries me.
Yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
yeah. I'm gonna stay away from direct encounters unless you guys want me to do the violence, because
The,
I'm
this
gonna have a hard time
I
not
will
doing the violence.
I will say this. Approach yourselves if you can. There are apparently reasons that uh, Governor Zetna does not want to go into the township, and you guys will realize anti-magic field. What would that do to his disguise? I have a feeling he will if he has to, but he's probably not going to want to have to. I'm not really sure why, but I don't ask these things.
Understandable.
But if you do need to do that, then talk to the man first. I'm hoping this does not get as big as this, but yes. Begin with the Mobius twins. They should be able to get you as close to the compound as the Scourge Aasimar are going to let you get. And then you see what happens from there. Make sure you have somebody with you who can sniff out a lie.
All right.
And if they still give you problems, then I suppose it is speaking directly to Governor Zed. I understand that you have good relations with the governors.
More or
Normally,
less.
yeah.
Then, yes, I think that means that your fancy tracker ring thing is not going to work.
Hmm. That's a good point.
It largely to not worry you, because I don't know what happens if if one of the rings is in an anti-magic field. I know it will not kill the magic entirely. It just will not work until she comes out of it again.
Hmm.
So I suppose you could tell if she got out of it again that way, but it's still better than panicking you if you go, okay, where is she? And then you get whatever it is you get when.
I'm not panicked, just a reasonable amount of concern. But do you have any idea how they're generating the anti-magic field?
Um, I would imagine that. I mean, they obviously didn't get this from here, But generally, for something of that size, they would probably have it in some sort of relic artifact device, maybe. But the people of Anbir do not tend too much towards the devices. Mostly, you'll find that kind of thing in obviously Egref, some in Belarus, little bit in Tamil.
Mm.
So probably some kind of artifact or relic or something along those lines. Probably in the center of the township, because globe thing.
How big would it need to be? I suppose that's a very vague question for magical artifacts. But if it's
How
powerful enough to cover a whole district,
size does not matter.
Yeah,
fair point.
could be something as big as a ring. Could be something as large as a tower.
Well, we'll have to ask the Mobius twins and the governor.
Probably the Mobius twins first. The
Mhm.
the ranger. She notices everything.
Little spies everywhere. That explains a lot.
Oh, not just that. Apparently, this one has not been able to be snuck up on for 500 years. Partly to do with ranger training, partly to do with somewhat excitable, slightly younger twin.
Just trying to process which one of those is that in the story.
It's fairly simple. The ranger is the calm, cool, collected. What the fuck are you doing? One, and the one you always identified with the druid.
Oh no. Just the look of realization.
I don't want to know. Have any of you any other questions?
No, I don't think so.
I have one further bit of advice. If possible, if they let you take a tour, even if they lie to you and say she is not there or whatever, talk to the young ones. The older ones are going to be nervy, but you know what kids are like, especially teenagers. And the little
Yeah.
ones will probably, if they've seen someone with actual wings come through, they're probably going to be excitable. And they tend to say a great deal more. So hopefully you have somebody who can speak to children.
We've got a couple.
Good. Is there anything else I might be able to help you with?
Not from me.
Oh, I have one thing I wanted to ask someone else of the faith about. I'm going to pull out the my paler amulet with the new flower installed. Any idea what is going on here? I mean, it it works for where I'm from, and the fact that one of my siblings made it like this, but well, fitted it in. But I don't what.
That's a very large question. And where did you get this?
In Was it in or near the crater?
In.
In a crater from a radiant divine energy explosive.
Well, I will tell you what little I know from my various friends in planar theory. Those are not from around here, usually.
Huh.
Those, and Remy is starting to think, hang on, I might have seen something similar, maybe. Which solidifies, as Heskan says, those are native to the celestial plane.
Oh.
Hmm.
I think those are a thank you.
That makes sense.
Into the
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
I will not ask where these are because I have a feeling you do not want them to be. I mean, we would study them carefully and not just devastate them, but I can understand if you might feel protective.
Remy looks to
Well,
Hazel.
given what you've helped with so far and the results, I think you're trustworthy enough. These are in Baronsphere, where Castle Black Crown used to be.
So there are going to be some political shiftings.
Big
I
ones.
I know a couple of I know a few of fairly trustworthy types um, on the uh, natural philosophy end of things that would look with a very distinct view to preserving the integrity of the specimen. They're very, very interested in the balance of the ecosystems. And all of a sudden, you guys are flashing to the principles.
Wait, they wouldn't happen to be known as the first principles, would they?
Mhm.
Oh boy.
No.
Uh, but
Yeah,
but
that
but at the very least, they're not going to harm anything.
that is true. Not going to harm anything save potentially the eardrums of anyone nearby.
They are argumentative, true, but for the right kind of mind, it is wonderful spectator sport.
Accurate.
Besides, they're the only ones who are also I know who are also adventurers, so they might actually be able to get there.
Hmm. Thank you again for all the information.
Of course, I mean, I did ask Paladin Crestwind to come and see me if you were going to be going to Anbir, and it is good that this has happened because obviously things have changed since the last time. This is why I told you I knew that I was not going to be able to get away with what I was doing for long.
We really appreciate this, of course.
Please, I would be very grateful if you would let me know how things resolve.
Mhm.
All right. That's our cue to head out. We're
Yep.
gonna.
Yep. And you guys reading through your various magazines, and Darvin is apparently engrossed.
Yeah, you get a whole lot of expressions of odd expressions on his face and occasional mutterings of, "Oh God, they combined those." Ugh.
Yeah. Oh,
Or
to be fair, Egref tends less in the that level of horror. It's probably more. I didn't think that worked, but they must have a different quality of. So it's kind of
Yeah.
ugh. In a
Well,
way,
I think there was probably a couple of articles of like, well, we shouldn't have done this, but we did it anyway. Check this out, But
yeah.
yeah, most of a lot
There,
of it is
there is
like you said,
there
like,
is there is
wait,
there
that works.
there is about 6 pages of in basically each and every one of those magazines of shouldn't have done that, and it's literally for the experiments that went so badly fucking wrong.
That they don't want anyone
Including
else doing
Ryland's
them.
theatrical production one. Oh my god.
Yeah, that one is basically written bloopers reel. Combined with usually there's at least one page of we tried this with the lights, sound, sets, and you know the wounded were only in the single digits.
I'd probably lean towards Rylan. Um, I know Hazel meant well, but if you don't want to, you are allowed to express when you're when she's being too much. You know that, right?
Just like lift my head up out of the probably extensive notes I've been taking on existing. Yeah.
I know she's a lot.
It's kind of just the everything is a lot sometimes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not even necessarily her, it's just the space is a lot. We're back where we
Yeah.
started.
I get that.
boy.
Pat, pat.
And a while later, these three, Hazel is kind of doing that thing where she's shifting between rage and awe because of two entirely separate things that are bouncing around her head like squash balls.
So yeah, periodically. Zoom.
Isn't that her perpetual state of being at this point?
Kind of, yeah, but it's the same issue as Rylan is having. It's just that Hazel just runs with things more, so it doesn't stop at perpetually confused. Just go straight to emotional reaction, emotional reaction, emotional reaction. She is volatile as the sun, and yeah, however you guys are looking at the moment. Remy probably grim but not panicking, and Barnabas, I have no the hell idea. Probably similar though.
Similar. Yeah, grim.
Yeah, so you've got Foomp, and Grim.
Uh-oh. What happened?
Do we want to talk outside?
I'm just gonna point at Barnabas. You're better at explaining this. I'm gonna go off on a tangent if I try.
They have an anti-magic field up around Anbir.
No, not all of Anbir, just the Aasimar settlement.
Just where, so Alice just got dumped into an anti-magic fishbowl. And, well,
She doesn't rely just on her magic, but
right, but there's also concern that they may be, that if she gets captured, is captured, I don't know, that they'd be physically clipping her wings.
that is not going to go well. Oh boy.
I've heard the term.
Yeah.
How is that?
Ava actually does, thinking about it, Ava does know this because fancy pet birds.
Yeah, falcon runes.
But, well, you need your falcons to fly. This is more songbirds.
Right.
If you probably had one once, but you do know that you've seen Alice's wings, and you've seen Hawk's wings, and you've seen the wings on your one canary. And you do remember vaguely that the canary ones were a slightly different shape. They're more straight up angled than the individual feathers showing. So the thing is, you didn't really know how they did it, but yeah, clipping makes sense.
Is that?
So,
Is that like a?
this is gonna sound completely bonkers, but we just found out, in addition to that our point of contact is a living myth. The Mobius twins are real.
Yes, all three of you do know that one.
The one that. Please tell me you're joking. What?
The Mobius twins are real.
Shit.
Fuck.
Oh.
To answer you were starting to ask a question, Darwin.
Well, I mean, yeah, the clipping is that. I mean,
It's to.
it's not permanent. I mean, nothing's permanent, but I mean.
If it's done poorly, it can be.
No,
bad,
to be fair, you don't know. Hazel knows that.
Oh, sorry.
Because Hazel had it explained to her very, very specifically that if you're not careful about how you clip the chicken's wings, I mean, yes, it'll last longer, but it'll hurt them in the process.
There's several potential snafus on that level. In that if they do it incorrectly, two things. It'll last a lot longer than it would under normal circumstances, and two, it is A, painful, B, damaging.
It's fucking torture, basically.
Mm,
And that doesn't help by the fact that's not helped by the fact that they're liable to lie to us extensively.
Joy. Just what we need.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of
I
expected.
guess it
but
was to be
okay.
expected, yeah.
I mean, given what they're doing.
And the reason why the governor hasn't gotten involved is, well, what do you think an anti-magic field will do if
Yeah.
if our
Yeah.
if the governor of Anbir turns
To
up?
be fair, you guys remember first is they didn't. The first reason was they didn't want the Scourge Aasimar to start some kind of civil war shit because that's the breadbasket of the country, and now he can't even get into the area without talking to his siblings and going, "Okay, is it okay if we out ourselves?"
No, it's not. Okay, so we're effectively. Okay, gotcha. Well, I mean, at least we have a point
Slightly
of contact.
hogtied.
mhm.
Well, we're not.
Like I
Interesting.
said,
But
slightly hogtied. Not trussed up the same way you'd put one on a spit, but pretty fucking close.
Well, we'll just have to do our best and
Yeah. And avoid punching the first scourge we meet.
Yes.
yeah.
Barnabas, given that Barnabas is the one who is generally calmer under duress or emotional strain, he is the one who remembers talk to the kids.
We did get some advice, though. Talk to the kids.
Because they're less likely to lie.
Provided we get let in.
Huh.
Barnabas,
Well,
you're also very intelligent. You know that you have at least one individual who is incredibly sneaky. Without magic.
Oh, does it really matter so much if we get in, let in, if we have people who looking over who are good at that sort of thing?
Ah,
Now, the one who's the best at it isn't with you, but Ava's not bad, given...
Right.
I mean, Pass Without Trace would run out as soon as you hit the anti-magic field, but still you're not bad. And if you need someone to talk to kids, Clarity is not a bad choice.
yeah,
just
clarity.
great kids.
Mm-hmm.
Clarity's not here, but yeah, definitely. And in a pinch, you know, I've snuck
Mm,
more out
She's
of
pretty sneaky
places
too.
than in places, but you know.
also has
I mean-
gotten in. Remember her whole thing of getting into people's buildings, both raid their library for reading material and pet all their cats.
Among other animals, yes.
There's such a clarity
Okay,
thing.
that was before the Norman incident. That was before the
And
bag of Norman.
Yes, well, I mean, there's cats, dogs, etc. Yeah, anyways.
Yes, she
Rylan?
did tell you a story once about attempting to pet a guard dog and it went badly.
While I'm not any good at being sneaky, I am very good at being a distraction. Seems to follow me wherever I go.
no, we might need that.
Mm-hmm.
On the subject of distraction, and given that Rylan is the one who's not really participating in this conversation so much, and is looking for something to focus on, he is the one who sees little green at the window, which doesn't actually open on this level, but tink tink tink, and the best attempt that the fairy dragon can give to a wave. Tink tink tink. Yeah, so you got Rylan sort of looking past Remy and Barnabas at the window.
Swiveling to look.
Dink, dink, dink.
Just funny.
He's
Oh
nice.
boy. Okay, well, yeah, we should probably.
We probably need to get to a level where we can
And
converse.
Fairy Dragon nod.
I'm gesturing to down.
Yeah, just point down
Yeah.
and
And-
well, let's go down to meet.
Elevator.
Down in the elevator when you actually only get as far as the service desk as Flitty is sitting on Perrick's head, comparing the green of his tail to the green streaks on his hair, and in Sylvan, because obviously no Faraday, so sticking with Sylvan. We match!
Also in Sylvan.
This is adorable.
Works for me. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. You do.
And he looks up. Sylvan, hear that? You're adorable. Yay!
I'll hold out my arm.
Flip, flip, flip. Boom. Yeah, so it's kind of like hawking.
Yeah.
I got a message from the governor man.
Well, what do they say?
Well, he's governor man today, so that's all right. But they say that there's no need for you to take time out of your day to go visiting, that he will make sure that Lady Constance has appropriate guardianship back home, and will have her stop to make her introductions to Baroness Francine.
Was that in Sylvan or Draconic?
Draconic for you.
You think you-
So that you can. They're taking care of everything so that you can go and enjoy a dinner. But y'all look kind of grim, so I don't know how much enjoying dinner is going to happen.
Well, that takes care of that, at least.
Mm-hmm.
But the bull man
Mhm.
should be able to wrap himself in a flatbread like a blankie.
Darwin translating for anybody that doesn't catch either Draconian or Sylvan. In case there is
Draconic.
anybody. Draconic. Sorry. Blah, blah.
Yeah, and this was in Draconic because that's the language Ava speaks.
Mhm.
So, yeah, the bull man looked unhappy, so he should be able to wrap himself in a flatbread like it was a blankie.
Turns to Barnabas. Say, Barnabas, so are you interested in a flatbread blankie?
Do bears do the business in the woods? Yes.
Oh boy.
Not the ones that apparently live up north. They don't have forests up north, but they have big white dire bears. Imagine a dire polar bear, guys.
Having seen
Oh
an
god,
actual
those just straight up eat settlements.
having seen an actual polar bear in person right in front of me, fuck and no.
Agreed.
That's where they get the fur. That was in Sylvan largely.
Mm,
Big white dire bears.
Yeah, completely out of character. The amount of no, I don't want none of that can be measured in astronomical units.
Yeah, that's me. That's me, Brian. That's me. Out of character, that's me entirely. Out of character, I have in fact been in front of an actual real life polar bear. Full grown, right there. Only thing between me and it was about this much plexiglass.
Bonjour, as the meme goes.
Yes, well.
Okay. Well, given all of that, yeah, I think we at the very least need some, with all of that handled. Let's go see about, well, first, I think Druidcraft. Because that is a look of pure function is no.
You know, I wonder if this. Yeah, yeah.
Then
yeah,
food.
Yeah.
Good to me.
Essentially, just sort of fill the reserves back up.
Yeah.
Yes. Flatbread blankie and a pancake duvet. I don't
Okay, to begin with, briefly, Druidcraft is a combination botanical garden and gardening herb, uh, fancy perfume soap shop kind of thing. They grow all their own stuff in what is effectively a botanical garden. It's not far from the Path of Faith, simply because it's run by Baori devotees, basically. But you step in past the little shop shelves, open up another glass door, and there you are in small forest.
How?
Egref.
Magic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
The elderly elf who runs the place that looks, because actually a lot of hard work in some cases. For us, magic is a part of the hard work, but we brought in the soil, we planted the seeds. We didn't start them really sprouting with magic until they'd grown to a size on their own. We
Makes a
wanted
lot
the
of
best,
sense.
and the best is gonna fight for its own life.
Looks incredible.
How much farm girl is this twigging?
This isn't so much farm, but Miranda in particular, when she was teaching you about harvesting the wild nuts and various wilder herbs, did say something about that kind of thing.
Darwin's actually kind of fascinated by the thought of that, just not using magic right off, waiting for a while, then using it. And so he's like, it pulls out some paper, so and just starts taking notes, kind of for himself, but also for clarity later. So you deliberately don't use magic right off the bat. Let it go as it's going to go, and then the best of the best. Those are the ones you go for.
We want the magic to encourage what the plant already wants to be.
Oh.
If we do it from seed, it will become what we make it.
Mm-hmm.
Writing that down. That's brilliant, and that's actually wise on a number of levels. I like that.
We're not just the intelligence based ones, you know.
Bit of a bow there,
Just gonna watch and let these two have both their lecture moment and Rylan just going zen out.
Makes a lot of sense. Let them cultivate on their own a little bit before.
Well, it's like with people.
Mm-hmm.
If you force too much when they're small, they're only going to become the thing you made them, and they might be unhappy. If you see what it wants to be and then you encourage it, you get a stronger end result.
Very pretty end result.
Thank you, Hearthhome.
And after suitable Zen time, it is back to the eatery district. And yeah, there's what you'd actually taken for a smoked plate glass window. It's actually a very large door with the words Lilliput's etched into it. You only really find when you're looking, but you guys had been so floored by everything on the ground level that you go up. Again, wide stairs. This was clearly made for larger people. This is probably the first time Barnabas has not felt remotely uncomfortable. In fact, it's had a lot of space. And that only continues when you get up to the space, of the restaurant. You get your little please wait here to be seated, and we're talking 18-foot ceilings. And the reason why is fairly obvious, because the smallest person working there, usually the wait staff, are Goliaths. And
Oh,
gentleman stomps over to you. Can we
It's like
help you?
grog in a, it's like grog in a tie.
Eh,
mm,
definitely the look of the Goliath, but weirdly the patterning on him is somehow less tribal, if you like. And while not, in a tie, is actually wearing a shirt and proper trousers.
Dress shirt, filigree looking.
Ish. Can we
I love
help
that.
you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Table for how many are there? On the table?
7 at this point.
Table for 7, please.
Not a problem. Come with me. And again, these chairs are. You have a lot of room on these chairs. And again, Barnabas has not been this comfortable in quite some time. There's actually a lot of room in this chair for him. This was designed so that giants could sit in them, and you kind of have to boost yourself into them.
So everybody's going to get to see Barnabas sitting down, and you could actually, because again, you can read his face really well. It's like, this is really comfortable. We got bad news. Don't be sad happy. It was really comfortable. We got bad.
He knows full well that Alice A would encourage him to enjoy the
Enjoy
moment.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a lot of space in the middle of this table, and you can
Yeah,
imagine
there
that's where the plate is going to go. And
was like,
you're probably going to have to discuss the menu items among you. So, and hands over. That's the problem. The menus are also fairly large.
yeah,
I
we're like
mean-
Stuart Little.
Yeah. We're obviously going to be sharing.
Yes, I mean,
One
it's-
would hope. I mean, I'm only mortal. There's only so much I can do.
yeah, I
I've
mean,
not yet managed to cast whatever spells they put in a bag of holding on my stomach.
yeah. What you do get is, I mean, it's a fairly standard menu, but everything involved is, I mean, for example, the burger involved is several pounds of meat. I mean, we're talking it would fit in that entire part of the table.
I'm not a character that almost sounds like heaven to me. But anyway,
They do pizza.
Oh boy. So okay.
Mm.
Is there any case for at least the pizza or the burgers that has a surprise me-esque category?
Well, that would be toppings. There is, because this is Egref. There is literally because they've got a short list of house specialty pizzas. List of toppings you could additionally add, and then at the end of that list, surprise me, 5 random toppings X price, 6 random toppings X price, 7 random toppings.
Honestly, given our party, I think, and I'm just indicating the pizza plus the surprise me.
Of course, you're going for the surprise me option.
Yeah, this is not surprising in the least.
yeah, it's not surprising. But if we're sharing, maybe not so much.
Yeah. You can save the
Come
danger
on.
for
The last
other
surprise
things.
me resulted in good things here.
She's still stuck on the make good choices drinks.
Mm.
And in all fairness, while there are some things that you're not sure what they are, There's nothing that looks particularly off-putting on that list.
Okay. Okay. Remy, I'm more inclined to agree with you, but at the same time, take a look at these choices. They're
Yeah,
not. I can't come up with a combination here that wouldn't.
Flitty kind
We
of.
can't make an abomination pizza, which is for the
I don't
best.
think so. I don't think
Okay,
so.
that
At
is a
which
relief.
point, Flitty is. I don't think you know if you can make an abomination pizza if you don't know what everything is. So I have an idea. If it's gonna be real big, you just order because you can order half and half. You can have half of a surprise me with lots of toppings, and then you can have something like the mega meaty.
I'm translating this. So yeah, we can get a half and half. We can get half a surprise me and half of the
Yeah.
meat,
And
the
with
mega mega meaty that Fleddy suggested here.
yeah, well, because
I like the way she thinks.
what you're seeing
Or he
is
thinks.
because you guys don't really know what pepperoni, salami,
Mhm.
and things like that are.
Right.
But you do see you see that, you see ham, you see sausage, you see ground beef.
Bacon.
Yep, it's just meat.
So it's apparently these are all meat. I don't know what some of those are, but I recognize some of them. I know at least 3 of those are probably pig.
Half and half sounds good to me.
And
All
yeah, you
right,
can
yeah.
try the surprise me, and if you don't like it, there's gonna be lots of meaty.
Sounds like a good compromise to me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I concur.
Okay.
Wait, Rylan, are you good with that?
I'm not opposed. No.
Right.
You do get okay. You don't get so much bread basket, but what you get is you know how you will get little warm bread rolls in restaurants. These are the size of the average bread loaf. You know the round
My
ones. So
God.
bunk, bunk,
Mm.
bunk.
Jeez.
It's a freaking pillow.
Well, it's more of a it an old fashioned kind of soda bread loaf kind of thing,
Mm.
and takes your order. What does the hand of fate say about your surprise me?
Oh no.
Was that a 1?
I think
Not
just
quite. Not quite, but close.
Oh boy.
So yeah, the meaty. I mean, the waiter is kind enough to point out what the pepperoni and what the salami is, and they are tasty. The other half is there's lots of bits of red and green, and it smells spicy and interesting. What it turns out to be is spicy sausage, about 5 different kinds of the hottest peppers imaginable, and capers.
Oh God! So it's literally just the 9 layers of a hell in a pizza form.
Yeah,
Actually, that doesn't sound like that out of character. That honestly does not sound like a terrible
No, it
combination.
really
No, not at
does
all.
yeah, but anybody who is trying it, I would, apart from Hazel, who doesn't need to do this anymore, anybody who's trying it will be rolling me a Constitution save.
That makes yep.
Give me a moment to get back to my character sheet.
Rylan is at disadvantage because he's new at this.
So
They are
let me
new at
find
this,
that.
and
There it is.
if they're gonna try it, they're starting from base 0 spice here.
I should abstain.
I got a 14.
16.
Plus 6 coming in handy.
Yeah, not quite enough. Your TN for not completely freaking out was 15.
That makes
Oof.
sense.
Barnabas will be requiring a milky drink of some description.
But happy to do it.
Remy, more or less the same thing, but not as urgently. Thankfully, there is a milkshake in like, and a lot of very long straws.
Darvin is turned red.
Yeah, Darvin is
He can talk and breathe, but he's red.
yeah, and Brylan, I have made errors.
Very
Weirdly,
quickly grabbing straw.
weirdly it's tasty, but I have made errors.
This is why I don't surprise.
You two okay?
It's
I am
good.
reminded-
I
Oh,
will.
that's an interesting color on the elf.
I am reminded why I do not surprise me very often.
It's good. I
Have
will
the
be
milk,
having another
Rylan.
bite. I will be
Have
having
some of the
another bite
milk.
in a minute.
Yeah,
this is real good.
you have a vanilla milkshake, a very big vanilla milkshake with many straws.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's not
Oh, yeah.
tilt, it's
Yeah.
kind of
It's literally-
bendy like hookah pipe straw.
Oh,
Well, it has to be because it's really really tall, and you guys aren't.
Yeah.
fucking canister!
Yeah.
This would be a super fun restaurant to go to in real life.
I mean,
Darvin's diaphragm. He just fucking singer muscles, and it just expands,
Bigger than
and
that.
Just
fire hydrant.
Yeah.
Think fire hydrant.
you actually see the level. You actually see the level of the liquid lower just a little bit, just from him going.
I'm okay.
Okay, and I'm gonna hand of fate this. It kind of defeats you. Even with Barnabas trying his absolute best, you know that if you try to finish it, you're not going to have room for anything like, desserts and things. And because I know we're at about that time, that there is one more thing you guys have got to do for Rylan. Toothsome.
So yeah, Darvin will have at least another few more bites of the spicy. Go for the meteor after that, and then
I mean the
then-
thing, the meaty bit is pretty much entirely gone, as Flitty has been helping. There's a couple of more slices of the spicy, and that gets packed up in a doggy suitcase because let's face it, Mom and Mama have made pizza for you once or twice. It'll keep for a while, especially in the container thing they've got for it. And not only will Clarity love it because she likes her spicy food,
I would say.
but yeah, she's probably gonna need some cheering up at the end of this.
Mhm.
So, doggy suitcase, and you guys are nudging Rylan down the street of lovely scented things with clear expectation on their faces.
Darvin's
And
practically
it's around
skipping.
3, 2. There it is.
Yeah, and what you see is, those sushi restaurants where you've got the conveyor belts with.
Oh, God.
It's like that, but with little individually plated chocolate desserts. And there's a very steampunk vibe to it. And when you walk in, you get this little. Well, frankly, it's a robot. It's on little wheels. It holds up a sign that says, "Table for 7?"
Yeah.
Picture something kind of like a cross between BB-8 and Claptrap from
Closer to R2D2 and Claptrap.
Fair enough. You said wheels, so that's the first thing that popped into my head.
Wheels multiple, Claptrap
Wheels
design is
multiple. Yeah, you said the one. My bad.
Yeah. And then the sign goes up, and it shouldn't have had time to change, but it comes back out again. Anything to drink? You guys know by now to just ask for the Mocha-matic.
Yeah, just universally just that.
And
Probably in unison.
sign, follow me, please. Wheel. And
Just
wheels you to
escorting.
a line of 7 chairs on, and you're seeing these plates with desserts, and there's a little bit of stiff paper on these things that lists a price for per color, and you see that each of the plates are rimmed in a color, and that must be how much each of the plates cost. And then comes the Mocha-matic, and this very much is more of a R2D2E shaped thing, which comes with a tray of mugs, multiple armed. So one's holding the tray, the other one opens up a thing and is offering you chocolate and coffee scented mugs. Psst, psst, psst. And when you're out of when nobody's reaching for mugs anymore, wheels away with plate of more mugs. And Flitty is just can I have that one, please? Yeah,
Just grabs for
Yeah,
Flitty's sake.
yeah, and seriously, any chocolate dessert dish you can think of is in a bite-sized portion going past. You can introduce Rylan to proper s'mores.
Yeah, I'd probably like tell him that's that, that's this.
The Mater D-bot wheels past and sticks up a sign. Would you like fondue? Because you guys have never tried the fondue. You remember
Let's
what the
go with yes.
It turns to Hazel. Hey Hazel, would you like to fondue?
and puts up, and there's more of a menu. It's 3 different kinds of cake, the vanilla, chocolate, mocha, and different kinds of fruit. And apparently you can pick out which ones you want in your dipping, as your dipping items. There is a mixed platter at the bottom, which will run you, for 7 of you, about 2 gold.
I'll cover the mixed platter.
And wheels away, and wheels back a little while later with a largish tray, and there's a pot with what appears to be one of those warmth runes under it, and bubbling chocolate. Hot, not hot chocolate the drink, but melted chocolate, and round disc all the way around, separated into individual bits with your cake and your fruits, and there's little forks.
Take one. Let's see, this is you take one of these.
Yeah, you've mostly had this with cheese, so this is new, but you have had it.
Dip it in the melted chocolate. And voila.
Yeah, Darvin always missed the fondue. Not quite enough. Not quite enough fun, fancy dinners for that, but
I've heard of it.
hence the being excited about it.
We did these with cheese too back when in.
Well, not
Interesting.
not just 2. You always had it with cheese. You've never had it with chocolate.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We had these with cheese when I was younger.
Well, when in Egref, make like everyone here.
The Mater D-bot wheels past the little sign, and this reads, there is a specialty fondue restaurant that does cheeses, and then lists multiple types of melty cheese, chocolate, caramel.
Good to know.
Collaborative effort, I see.
And then sign comes back up. They borrowed our idea. We don't mind. We still do the best fondue in the city. Then it tilts a little. Best chocolate, underlined, fondue. Apparently Molly has gone to town on these things, because the signs were never this
Inventive.
responsive
Yeah.
before.
I don't know what Molly's done to them, but they're brilliant.
Huh.
Look, I'll be honest.
These were a lot
urge to tip
simpler
rising.
before.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Urge to tip rising. This is brilliant.
And Flitty, for Ryland's sake. Molly is a very nice half-Eladrin girl that we met on our way to the Elvenwild at one time when our horse got eaten by an ice drake. and we had to get a new one. And she was very smart, and she made a metal moving snake and a metal moving cat and lots of metal moving things. And as
Cool.
payment for the horse, we got her a letter of introduction and a teleport to here so that she could study at the academy with the Calatel grant paying her way. And part of her paying her way is working in a place, and she picked here because she likes the little mechanical things. And look at what she did. She made the signs talk to people.
That is incredibly impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if we pop by the soda shop tomorrow before we go to Anbir, we might be able to see her because we know she hangs out there.
Yeah,
And the
we should definitely add that to the
bullman like
list.
their burgers. The bullman should have treats.
Yes, you
The
should.
amount that Barnabas perks up when that gets translated to him is. I love you, Flitty. Thank you.
I am the
Thank
best
you.
emotional support fairy dragon.
That you are.
I also am doubly glad that it's that we ran into Molly for that sort of thing, and didn't somehow lead to a certain Sweetwater ending up here.
Oh,
Isn't she going up north now?
Say again?
She got sent north.
Yeah, she got. They got. Yeah, she got some.
Yeah, she got sent elsewhere.
now she's
I
back
won-
to
In part,
the.
I wonder if she works in that funny donut shop.
Kind of hope not. She'd
I'm
kind of
hoping the place is still standing, considering the floor vanishing
that.
powder
Exactly.
Oh yeah. See, I don't have that problem so
and the
much.
literal horde of little the
Oh, the
Furby,
wasps, the wasps and the fuzzy things.
the fuzzy things that spat acid. Yes, and they
the
escaped.
and the wasps weren't that big. The wasps were big as me.
Jesus.
Yeah, picture mechanical wasps about that big,
Me
And then there was-
sized.
and they got out in Belarus.
And what were they the first time we met a Sweetwater where they
The
was
trays.
thing,
The tea trays
yeah,
and the black skittery spider things. Those are the ones that really got out. Because there was only six of
Yeah,
them.
those are the first
oh
ones to escape.
yes. Oh god, that caused
We
no end of trouble.
smashed the
You smashed the
wasps, I
wasps.
think.
Smashed a couple of the wasps. And then the black glittery puffy spider things. And they interrupted the meeting with Alice and Yell Fortinbras.
Oh yes, that caused no.
Right, and that got her arrested.
No, she was already there. Oh no, you got Allie. You wrong. I didn't know which her he meant.
That got the crazy one arrested.
And
Yeah, Alizé was fine. The Sweetwater got.
and that's why she ended up in not in Egref but in Breval mining place, and then she got kicked out of there because of the pie, and then went north.
Yeah, that seems to be a running thing with her.
Get sent someplace. Yeah. I hope the north is good for her.
You think Hazel's an agent of chaos? She's 1,000 times worse.
Yeah, Lyra is also a Sweetwater, but not bonkers.
The crazy Sweetwater is a half elf. The Sweetwaters do adoption too. They're mostly halflings.
Hmm.
Edvar and Lyra. The Lyra lady is the one who has raised me. But then there's more twins. A lot of half elf twins.
Yeah, and
Ari and
what was the one we
Allie.
saw in Belarus?
Well, you saw May, who is a tiefling. Never got to see Ari, with an R,
Yeah,
because she was always traveling.
Yeah, we haven't seen that one yet. There's one Sweetwater, just none of us have bet.
Maybe we will one day and maybe not. But for now, we should finish our talkies. There's actually an entire list of chocolate liqueur drinks the next time the Mocha-matic goes by. Apparently, after the lunchtime, they start offering boozahol. Just showing the sign and seeing if there's any interest. If not, just. And yeah, after given the occasional little bit off the conveyor and the fondue, that'll probably total 3 gold, and with 2 gold going for Darwin for the.
I already covered that.
Yeah,
I took it off my sheet already.
Yeah, that's where I was going with that. But I'm not worried too much about the rest of it. But if y'all want to tip, that's fine. Because there is somebody who actually makes all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ask the people putting together the the desserts and things at the far end of the conveyor belt, they will say that the technician they call Molly does get a portion of the tips.
Hit one.
Grabbing a whole
tipping in
gold and
that
just
contract.
bam.
And we'll let her know. Her work has been getting some interest, I will say that. And on that note, because we are well past time, but let's face it, a little bit of fun and a little bit of stalling, because you guys are meeting back up, hopefully, with everybody next session. So we'll see you in 2 weeks' time when y'all head for Anbir and try to deal with that whole mess.
Mm.